OCO, I am Bill John Baker, Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation. Our tribe is the largest sovereign Indian government in the United States, with more than 300,000 citizens nationwide. As a government, the Cherokees existed long before recorded history, and I'm proud to lead this effort in bringing justice to the Cherokee people, past, present, and future. Our hope is to rectify historical wrongs and establish a better working relationship with the federal government going forward.
November 28th marks the 231st anniversary of the Cherokee Nation's first official treaty with the United States. It's known as the Treaty of Hopewell, and it marked the beginning of relations between the Cherokee government and the young United States government. The Treaty of Hopewell was just the first of many treaties the United States broke.
Today, we seek justice for those ongoing breaches and have filed a lawsuit against the United States government.
After the Treaty of Hopewell, the Cherokee Nation entered into more than 40 treaties and other formal agreements with the U.S. government. As decades passed, those treaties were repeatedly broken, and our tribe's way of life increasingly threatened. In the 1820s and 30s, 3 United States Supreme Court decisions marked a historic conclusion for the Cherokee Nation, establishing as legal fact that Indian tribes are sovereign governments.
The Cherokee Nation and all other Indian tribes were the first governments of this country. Indian tribal governments are inherently American governments. In every sense, we are truly native, and we are still here working together alongside state and federal governments. As a government, we are in a unique position to be stewards over our own lands and resources. And right now, today, we are taking steps towards that reality.
Since the very first treaty, the Treaty of Hopewell, the federal government has taken exclusive control over the Cherokee Nation's resources, and that has led to significant problems.
The United States has been and continues to be a black box of information as to Cherokee Nation's resources. The federal government had legal control of our resources, yet they are unable to tell us what they did with those resources. We don't know what happened with the land, some 14 million acres. We don't know how much was sold. We don't know how many acres were leased. We don't know how much coal was taken. We don't know how much timber was cut. We do know those things had value and that the U.S. was paid. But again, we don't know what was owed to the Cherokees it was taken from. The U.S. government did not keep a record. How do you place a value on one's homeland, on one's water, on one's livelihood? Our land and our resources were not for sale, yet they were sold by the U.S. government. What would that look like in today's dollars?
The United States has been sued by more than 100 other Indian tribes for mismanaging tribal trust funds. Many have already been settled. All these cases aim to force the U.S. government to account for its mishandling of natural resources. Indeed, Congress has found that the United States has and continues to mismanage Indian natural resources. In 1992, a congressional report described the U.S. government as managing Indian trust funds with a pitchfork. In 2013, an independent report on the way that the U.S. government handles Indian trust assets indicated that sweeping reforms are necessary. And just this year, Congress started to overhaul the system, but much is left to be done, and the legislation does not repair the damage of the past.
As the Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation, I'm leading the fight so that we can finally know what the U.S. government has done with the Cherokee resources. And we must restore these resources to where they were intended to improve the lives of the Cherokee people. This will be a hard-fought case and not likely resolved quickly, but it is absolutely necessary. This lawsuit is not just for us now, but also to honor those who came before us. And most importantly, the goal of this lawsuit is to obtain a remedy that ensures a vibrant Cherokee Nation for our future.